Yeah, that's the way to do it. Hey guys, I started a live just a second ago, and I just had to redo everything because um, I guess I'm just gonna have to do the vertical um, when I'm in the shop. I tried the horizontal, and it just didn't. It was it just didn't work. It didn't work at all, and no, it just didn't work. It was no good. So I'm going to try to move some things over here, okay? And let's get started. Okay. All right. Fantastic. I think that's it. Yep. Yep. I think that's it. All right. All right. So I'm putting together this Clean Max here, which is a lot. Very similar to the design is very similar to the Auric, you know, similar to the Auric. It's part of the same family as the Riccar vacuums, so the design is very like that's the way families work, you know. It's like, yeah, you look like so and so, so they're part of the same family. Okay, and this guy's up and running. Set him up. You know what I recommend? Anyone who have one of these machines, anyone who have a Clean Max, especially the Zoom. I think this is 500. Is this 5? I know 200 is also that. This one is 200. I'm sorry. All right, Zoom 200. What I would recommend that you do is, upon setting it up, okay, get. It may not, it may look silly, but if you go to Lowe's, they have those. You put wires in it, like you put wire in it, right? It's a black thing and it has a split down the middle, and you can just kind of put the wires down. I probably would recommend something like that, all right, right about here, because these machines, this is metal right here. They normally, when people, they're using a machine back and forth like that and pulling and vacuuming, it starts cutting away at this part of your cord, okay? So you may want to have something thick right here that can take some of that brunt, that abuse in this section right here, because I've worked on a lot of them and I've seen the same problem. The only other thing I would recommend is maybe some dip, all right? Electrical tape, but maybe some dip. The dip is like a rubber compound where you stick. It's like creating kind of a thick plastic, rubber-like substance like this handle. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I should have one in the back. This here, okay, something like this. All right, okay, and I'll be honest with you, I keep this stocked. Okay, I keep this stocked because you can always use this for even just dab and put it over a section of your cord, rather than using. Hey Curtis, what's happening? Is that Tiger? Yes, that's Tiger. That's a pastel drawing of Tiger I did a few years back. But yeah, that's Tiger, man. Let me see. You can see that. All these little drawings right here. I'm doing good, Curtis. I'm doing fantastic, man. Yeah. I still keep art going because I do a tutor every other Sunday. So, but I haven't done this in a while. I haven't really dug in and done portraits and stuff like that. And I really need to get back to it. But for the past 2 years, I was kind of splitting myself thin, working overnight and doing this and it's just like okay, so but now I may have the time again to start drawing again. So thanks for noticing, man. I appreciate it. All right. So, but yeah. So anyway, let me get this out the way. But that's my little advice for this part before I move into what I'm really doing here. And but protect your cords. But yeah, I mean, I wish I had maybe I need to look into it. But some of these contracts, they want you to commit to a certain volume, and this really would just be for me. And so far, the price is like $8 or something, and I never really thought about it much. But hey, man, if I could sell this stuff, I would. So I might look into it. But I swear by this. Okay, I don't have a link in the description. I probably should, affiliate link or something. But but just for the sake of giving you guys some good info that can help, this stuff is it comes in handy, man. Really do. If you just have it in your garage or something, you never know. You can always use this thing. All right. Anyway, it's like a flathead screwdriver. You know, a flathead screwdriver is always needed. Always needed. All right. Let me. The rest of us, we'll get a butter knife or something, and we'll substitute if we don't have a flathead. But a flathead is always needed. But yeah, man. And we do have these if people want these units for purchase. Just hit me up on it, and I'll make sure we can get it shipped out to you. All right, so let's see what's happening with this Kenmore. Cool, Curtis. Enjoy, man. All right, let's see what's happening with this Kenmore. Okay, and see what it sounds like, and to see whether it's we should dig any deeper. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get you plugged in. You know what I should get is a common problem page. You know, I'm gonna work on that. What I mean is on my website. But there's certain vacuums that they're common problems. So even before you buy the vacuum, it would be good to know that these are the problems that normally come with these vacuums. Okay? So if you can tolerate the issue, just like when you're dating and you date the person, you're about to get married, you know, you made a decision that, all right, the worst case scenario, I can live with that, you know, for 50 years, right? But the best case stuff and the best attributes far outweighs that, right? So, okay, let's do it. You know, so if you look at a vacuum and you say, but you know what, this particular one, the belts normally break, the headlight goes out. You say, you know, I can handle that. I can handle the common problems that will come with this, because that sounds like a regular vacuum. But if you say that, listen, you know, I guess that's what reviews are for. But you know, a lot of reviews are based on people's opinions versus the service tech that is, this is what's coming into the shop, right? And this is what is a common issue with these, because a lot of people's experience, sometimes it has to do with the way they work with something, okay? And it's not, you know, it's not 100%, okay? It's helpful, but it's not 100%. All right. Okay. Let me turn this on. Let's see what's happening. All right. Okay. It's kind of funky right there, right? Okay. Yeah, something's happening. All right. Let's dive in. It's early morning. Well, it's not really early morning. It's like 11 something. Curtis said he was making breakfast. I was like, wow, man, dude. I made my breakfast like 6:30. But I have a few friends that they don't eat till like 1 o'clock. You know, 1 o'clock is when they actually eat. And there are times I do that. I'll do an intermittent fasting or something, and I won't eat breakfast, and no, what am I doing? And I'll eat like 2 o'clock, but I do a little bit of exercise in the morning. You know, you drink, stuff like that. But I try to, you know, I'm getting older and older, man, and I never wanted to have to start at 50 something, 60. I never wanted to have to start at that age, because everything is now used to the kind of lackadaisical movement and sitting on the couch or whatever. And so if I ever need to snap back, if my body's already trained to snap back, if I find myself, I know when I'm going out, you know, and I don't like how I fit in my shirt or my pants, and then I'm like, okay, guys, okay. And then my body snaps back because I kind of stay on it. Just a tiny bit every day, not a lot, you know. I really need to, if you really think about it. All right, so let's dive in. Let's see what we have here, okay? All right. So I just opened up this bad boy here. All right. So now, based on what I remember about these machines, the common things that you're actually going to run into, and we're not even talking about the motor, is you see this section right here? I had another one of these, and I just popped this on, but this normally breaks. Okay, so you have to be very careful with this. And it's funny though that with the amount of time that you have to do this, you would think that yes, it would break eventually. And I don't know if plastic is the right thing for this kind of movement, because it'll eventually break. But anyway, that's just me. Okay. All right, so let's dive in. Get a screwdriver, a little Phillips should do. Okay, these things are not that complicated to open up. They can be if this you see this hinge right here. If sometimes it's right over the screws, so you have to be a little tricky. Someone went inside this thing. This screw is all crooked. Ha 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 ha! Bring it to me after you've done mess with it. Oh man, you bring it to me after you finish messing with it. Okay, I gotta take this. I gotta take this off. See, now I need my flathead. See that? Should have had my flathead already. Damn it. Flathead. Flathead. Where the hell are you? Oh no. Come on, man. Don't play with me like that. It's no flathead. Where is my flathead? Here's one. Shoot, man. I was about to use this thing. Okay? Anything would work. All right. Let's, so what I'm trying to figure out right now is where the release is for this. I'm assuming there's a spring onto here. Okay? And, oh, okay. I could probably release. I'm pretty sure I think I can release it from back here. Yeah. I should be able to release it from back here. Let's see. One. Okay. All right. Okay. I can hear the spring. The spring went. Bing! Hold on, let me get this side up. There we go. All right, so this is out. So what it was is that it had two tabs on the side, and you just had to get the tabs out of the little holes and move that out the way. Here's a spring I was telling you about. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. What else we got cooking here? Okay. All right. So we got a screw here. All right. Okay. Should have used my drill. My drill. Hey, Shazam! Khan! What's up? What's up, bro? Sharam Khan. Man, you know what that name remind me of, bro? when I met my wife, right? I met my wife in the Bronx, and the first movie she had me watch, like, not in the movie theater, like at home, was a movie with Shah Rukh Khan. And man, Shah Rukh Khan became like that was my favorite actor in Bollywood. He still is. There's a couple of guys I like, but Shah Rukh Khan still. So that's what that name reminded me of. So hope you don't take any offense by it, but that's, it's a good memory for me. How's that? Good. All right. So I don't know if you don't like Shah Rukh Khan or not, but it was good memory, man. All right. Okay. So let's see. So this is what we're looking at for this motor. All right. That's what we're looking at. And don't let the wires scare you. They all lead to something. All right. Just remember that. No matter how much wiring it is, how much confusion it is, they all lead to something. And jobs like that, they look so complicated. Any job, once you learn the formulas, once you learn the methods, the techniques or whatever, then the rest is patience and commitment, because you can't, there's certain things you just can't rush. So they can't just put somebody in it that's going to haphazardly just do stuff. There's some things I do like that, but I know my own shortcomings. But what I'm saying is, with these, don't get too afraid. Now, if you do take a picture, I'm talking any machine. What I'm doing is method. So if you're watching this program and you don't have one of these units, the method is really what I'm providing, right? The method of problem solving. This is, I start here, I start there, I go there, I go there, I go there, and that's kind of what the show's about. All right. So let me go further, right? Because I need to take this motor out so I can see what the deal is, man. Because this motor is making a noise. This motor is acting stupid. All right. Not afraid to say it. This motor is acting stupid. All right. So let's see what we got. Let me take some screws out. I don't know if I'm gonna need to move this first. I may need to move this to get access to this motor, because sometimes the motor is it's nestled under, so so that's why I'm doing all this. So I'm just taking it. Damn, yeah, this is way overdue. See that? All right. And I went to Sears Direct just so I can at least see what's happening in the market there with this. And they don't sell this motor on Sears Direct, but you can find it. You can find it on our website. You can find it on other places. But if you're looking for the canister motor, you can get confused, because the motor that goes into this canister also goes into uprights. So when people are searching, they're going to see the title in most of those people's websites that it's an upright motor. So people will just back off and say, well, no, I need a canister motor. Right? So that can be confusing for some people. So I'm letting you know now on this channel, right, that this motor, the motor that's used in this system here, is also used in the uprights. Okay? I think it's the Intuition. I want to make sure I got that right. Give me 1 second. The Intuition, right? So this is an elite canister. All right? So you can also use the motor for the upright, okay? And a lot of times, I'll be honest with you, when it comes to motors, as long as it's the same, power gauge motor, you could use a motor. Like I have a motor here, right? The motor looks like this, right? It's a basic motor. So all you have to make sure it's the same class motor, right? Like something like this here is for another vacuum altogether. See that? Okay. And I just wanted to see what fits. Okay. If I can just to demonstrate to you that even if you can't get a hold of this exact motor, you can still put another motor in it. Okay. And make it work. Cool. All right. But let's now I don't have my gloves right now, man. I should I left my gloves home. So, let me get my other ones, because I really don't want to do that. Let me get my other stuff. Still like the Venom Steel though. I still like the Venom Steel. Venom Steel is still my glove of choice. Okay. I normally get these when I'm dealing with heavy duty type of work around the back of the shop. The reason why I don't use them for these is because that little section, you know, when you got to do kind of tiny stuff, these are too bulky for stuff like that. So I don't like using these kind of gloves for this kind of work. All right, so let's see what we got. Let's move this. I may have to. Let me see if I have to. Do I have to take out this guy? I may have to take out the. Now let me not even mess with him yet. If I have to, I'll go here. Right now, I'm just trying to find a way through and get this motor out of here. Okay, I took all the screws out. Okay, and I'm moving this down a little bit. This back here, because I think this back is kind of holding the motor in. So I'm just kind of sliding it out the way. And then let me see if I can just slide it up. If I can just pull it up out of here. Okay? If not, then I'll find out real quick. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's see, how about over here? Yeah, see? You can tell I haven't worked on these in a while. Canisters are just not as popular as as uprights. So that's probably why a lot of those sites have them for uprights and not canisters, because they're not canisters are just not sold at the same volume as upright vacuums. So I can imagine why guys don't have these up there. Okay, Wayne, you're gonna have to start doing some. You have to figure this out. Oh! Tell me this is what I had to do. Tell me that this is all I had to do. I had to move the gasket out the way to allow this guy to lift up. Come on up. I see you trying it. Let me see if I can help you a little bit. And if there's something holding you down, I need to know. I need to know what's holding you down. Let me get this out of here first. Let me get this circuit board out of here. No, I don't see any other screws. Okay, let me move on this side. Just trying to see what might be holding this guy down a second. It might just be the cords too. Let me see. Let's get these guys out of here. All right, so that we have nothing, no anchors. There's no anchors now. All right, so let's try it again. There you go. So it was the cord. The cord that runs to the front was kind of keeping it locked in. Keep it going. Keep it going, Star. Okay, here we go. Hey, cool. What's up, man? Hey, you made it. Yeah. What are we working on today? We're working on a Kenmore canister. And I was just letting everyone know that a Kenmore canister motor is very similar to the upright version of this motor. We're used to uprights motors looking like this. Like they have the motor and it has a shaft sticking out, right? That spins, and the belt spins on it. But Kenmore, if I'm not mistaken, Kenmore vacuums, on the most part, they were beltless. The motors, the brush motor was inside the actual brush. The brush motor itself, the brush was a motor. A motor with a brush, or a brush with a motor. But they're expensive, and I don't even think that those things are available anymore to be able to get those particular motors. All right, so let's pull this out of here. And if you notice, guys, all I'm doing is I'm just messing around, man. I'm just kind of just poking and pulling and trotting and just trying to feel my way through this stuff, And if anyone try to do things on their own, that's kind of what you're doing, Right now, it's just friction that's holding this in, so I just got to pull this out, okay? So don't, like I said, don't let this stuff intimidate you, okay? Here we go. Woo! Damn, it's nasty in here. Look at that. Golly, dust is all over. I mean, if you can see in here, dust is all over the place. Man. Okay. Let me move this guy out the way. Let me move this guy. I'm gonna have to clean this thing. Like, so imagine how much dust passed through this motor, man. They got to do a better job at protecting the motor case from crud. Okay. Yeah. Let me show you. Let me just show you. This is how much dust passed through. This is just the loose dust and piece of the what you call it, whatever this sponge is to insulate it. All right. Okay. Now, so let's look at the motor. Let's see how, it's just a simple motor, guys. There's nothing too complicated about this thing. All the wiring looks complicated, but this thing is a piece of cake. Look, and it comes down to 2 wires. You see that? It just comes down to 2 wires. So all of this extra stuff here, scare tactic. No, it has a purpose. But it's enough to scare people to not even mess with it. So this thing comes down to 2 wires. Look at this. And look at that. I could just take them off. I could just take it right off. Boom. 1. And if you want to and you're not sure what you're doing. Oh! There goes my dip. As long as it didn't spill. This is what I was trying to do. Where's my marker? Had a marker here. So let's say I took the black, and I'll be honest, it doesn't, each side, it's gonna be fine, but just be on the safe side. You just put the, you just mark it. This is where the black came from. B, right? Okay? Keep it simple like that. So if you have to put it back in, I'm just saying. Okay? All right, and let's take this other side off. Okay? All right? Lots of dust. I know, man, damn. I mean, simple motor. I'm a simple motor, simple vacuum guy. Power switch, power cord, motor, belt, brush, body. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? You get your body, put a motor in it, hook up a power switch so I can do off and on. Give me a cord, I can plug it into the wall. Put a belt. I don't need a headlight. I don't need a sensor. I don't need it to tell me there's more dirt and there's no dirt. I can work it. I can do it. And I know that seems kind of old-fashioned, but I'll be honest with you, man. Simplicity just is more genius to me than all the other stuff. Okay. All right. So when I take this off, this is so it can fit, and it can kind of fit nice and neat. So you don't want to throw this away. This is so it can fit nice and neat in this little cubby right here. That's why you have this guy. So hold on to him. All right. And then, there you go. There's a motor. So what the hell is happening with this motor? Why is it making, oh, golly, man. I don't know if this has something to do with it, but it's not like it's not getting any electricity. It is. The motor power's on, but what happens now, I think there's a layer of this dirt or something. Okay? Up in there, all the way around, because it was sounding really horrible. Like, all right, so this is what I'm going to do real quick. I want to see because this is burning. See, the inside here is looking really bad, right? In the commutator right there, there's absolutely no orange left, right? No copper. And I think maybe this carbon brush just got worn down to the nub, man. Let me see something. Let me see if I can take it off. If it'll allow me. Because some of them you can't mess with them. But some you could just take off. Let's see. Okay. All right. Look at this, bro. Look at that. That's the actual problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. Now, this is still a problem. This is still a problem. Okay? This is still a problem. But this is still a problem. It may make for a noisy, what do you call it? A noisy motor, right? Because of the fan, but it's not going to stop it from actually cleaning per se, but you're going to have a real noisy motor, and possibly it may get jammed. The fan can get jammed up. Okay, look at this. So I don't know what because and think about it, for you at home and just regular, and even for me, I'm not going to open this. I'm not going to go inside this because there's no screws to kind of go in. So if you attempt to go in here, the chances are you're going to damage this thing. Okay? Now there's probably somebody out there. There's a guy that he does a lot of inventions, man. I keep forgetting this guy's name, man. It's a black guy. He used to work at Tesla. And he will like make a robotic arm. I've seen him take vacuum motors and do stuff with it. So, there are guys who will do this, but I'm not going to invest that much into this, because then I can't really charge that much beyond the value of the machine and also a person's acceptable price range for, do I replace it or do I have it fixed? I have to kind of weigh those two things. And I'm sure you guys have to weigh those things too when you're thinking about whether or not you should have a vacuum fixed or not. Okay? And for some people, that's why fixing it themselves is actually a lot better. Okay, I just marked this here just to show what side this was on, this little piece, because it has a little extra deal here that this side doesn't have. So I do the same thing, guys. You see that? Now, here's the trick. The trick is, can I find that carbon brush, right? Can I just put a generic one in there? Would that work, right? That's an option, right? See, this one is busted too. See, it's all the way down to the nub. Let me see if I can show you what they're supposed to look like, or at least the length. That the kind of common length you're supposed to have on a carbon brush. This is the common length for a carbon brush. See that? And this is what we're dealing with. So if you notice the metal was already kind of scorched. You can probably see it here. So this is way too close. So there's a lot of fire happening inside this machine. So if you're vacuuming with a vacuum cleaner and you're hearing especially if it doesn't sound like the regular like zzz, it don't sound like the regular vacuum, and you're hearing a lot of and you smell anything like, don't try to finish the vacuum. Just shut it off and unplug it, okay? Because there's a fire happening inside that chamber, and let's just stop it. What do you say? Okay? All right? So now this commutator really needs to be cleaned, but it's not the worst thing that is happening on this machine right now. Okay, yeah, it could be clean, but it's not the worst thing. If you can, especially if you can't get inside there to do anything with it. All right. Okay, so that's going to be the thing. Now, here's the deal. This motor I have here is too big for this unit. Okay, this little one. So we have to get this motor. See that? You can't just fit any motor inside your machines, and that's why when some people are looking for these and they can't find it, they just end up throwing their machine away. But we would have to buy this exact motor. Okay, I have it on my site, so I have to get the warehouse to ship it to me. But that's it. And that was the problem. So now I'm going to see if they have these exact carbon brushes, but I'll be honest with you, most carbon brushes replacements are going to either look like this or like something similar to this, you know, that you slide in, and those machines like that, you can just, they're designed for replacement. A lot of those, the bigger vacuums, the central vacuums, Kirby vacuums, Rainbows. There are a lot of this. There's a couple of vacuums that they're designed specifically, backpacks where you can swap out the carbon brush. But when they come like this, okay, these things are sold as a part of the unit, and you can't really just swap out the carbon brush unless you have the exact motor and you're just using, you know, that carbon brush from that one. All right, it's a simple little lesson for you guys to kind of go through. I'm thanks for anyone for hanging out and coming by, man. Thanks for Sharam, I appreciate it. Sharam Khan, you're the man. And thanks for Kuro. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks all you guys for coming by. Was it Curtis that was here earlier? Went to go make his breakfast. Yep, Curtis. Curtis went to go make some breakfast. All right. But yeah, so this is the next step for me. And really, so now if you look at what it is, the simple solution would be to replace the motor, or if I can get one of these carbon brushes, you know, pop a new one in here, and then just put everything back exactly the way I found it. I don't have to do anything, nothing special. Okay. And if you think you're going to forget how you got it out, record yourself taking it out, so you can just watch the video and replay yourself putting it back in. And that's really it. So guys, if this video was helpful to you, okay, if you want to see me continue to do this work, please subscribe and like and share, help my channel grow. This way I can continue to do this, all right, and provide information for everybody, all right? Okay, my glasses are always falling down, man. I'm gonna have to get some cooler glasses, I don't know. Okay, maybe you guys can tell me. All right, I'll see you later. Have fun, enjoy your day, make the most of it. All right, did I put dirt on my shirt? Is my shirt dirty? Okay. Peace.